With the benefit of hindsight, I can tell you how it's possible to phase or no-clip into the back rooms. I'm sharing this information with the intention of preventing anyone else from making the same mistakes I did. But of course, if you want to enter the back rooms of your own free will, there's really nothing I can do to stop you. I can only advise that you bring a weapon with you when you go. Points where it's possible to no-clip into the back rooms are called, within the small community that has sprung up around this anomaly, terminals. These are not literal terminals, but places where reality isn't quite as it should be. This can be walls or patches of floor that seem to be the wrong color, or objects that cast no shadow even when they should. Doors in impossible places are also a common entry point to the back rooms. These terminals can be unpredictable, however. And while sometimes it's possible to no-clip by accident, it can take several attempts to do so intentionally. Once you have no-clipped, you'll usually find yourself in level 0, as we did. But on rare instances, people have started on level 1, or even level 2. You might now be wondering who exactly created the back rooms. Is it one of the monstrous entities we've encountered in level 0? That's certainly one possibility, but it's impossible to prove. Some more religiously inclined explorers have interpreted it as the work of a creator god, with many people comparing it to biblical descriptions of limbo or purgatory. Other people have taken it as proof of the theory that our entire reality is a simulation. In this interpretation, the backrooms are a kind of developer space for the creators of the simulation to test elements before adding them to the program. But how do you get from level 0 to level 1 and beyond? At this point in our journey, the research team and I were about to find out. I can't quite recall when I noticed it, but a subtle change came over the environment at some point in the journey. I felt like my senses had dulled, almost like I was on the verge of falling asleep. I also noticed instead of the plain wallpaper, there was now a manila pattern that looked almost Victorian in style. I was reminded of a short story I'd read a long time ago called The Yellow Wallpaper, but where in that story the wallpaper drives the main character to madness with its unpredictability, this manila pattern was comfortingly regular. This is the appropriately named Manila Room, which is reported by many travelers through the back rooms and is usually thought of as a place to rest and recover. It's also an exit from level 0 to level 1, as we found when researcher Diane tried to take a sample of the wallpaper. She touched it and went straight through the wall as if nothing was there. Before the rest of our party followed suit, David pulled me aside and gave me a worrying message. We were all out of stickers. Wherever we went from here, if it was as uniform as level 0, there would be no way to mark our path. But as we soon found out, walking in circles was going to be the least of our worries.